gentlemen, welcome to the Dojo, aka the Dojang, aka the John the Ninja Studios, for concert number 12. It's gonna be a good one. This was when I went to the TLA in Philadelphia to see DMX, the dog himself. It is crazy to look back at that concert with such fine memories because, seeing it, waiting for the show and then after show was such a pain in the ass. It was ridiculous. But during the show, you saw the magic. So let me explain. I have been a big DMX fan growing up. All my friends from childhood always reference me talking about DMX or liking DMX. Eminem may be my favorite rapper, but DMX probably had the most influence on me as far as growing up. And even if I freestyled, even if I were to mess around, it was always a DMX reference. It was always something crazy. DMX was crazy, John's crazy. DMX will start a fight, John will start a fight. DMX is short, John is short, which is also mind-blowing because when you see him prior to, you think he big as hell. You think he tall. Turns out he almost my height, which is really cool. But for the most part, I just love DMX. Had a few of his albums after the fact. When I got to college, I acquainted myself with his music. Ended up getting a couple CDs. This one especially is important because when I was growing up, my dad's best friend, Tan, who lived in North Jersey, him and my dad were really close. My dad doesn't have that many friends. So Tan, being the good friend that he was, knew I liked a certain movie. And what'd he get me for Christmas? Pow! Cradle to the Grave. DMX and Jet Li. And my man, I'm surprised I haven't worn this DVD out. I've had this for so long. I just positively loved it. I watch it all the time. I'll get to you in a second. Hold on, baby. So, just a big DMX fan. So, lucky for me, has some money from working garage. And what was my other job other than GameStop? Oh, yeah, American Eagle. Working all these clothes places. Mainly Garage and King of Prussia. The women's clothing store gave me the money for this show. I'm super thankful. Thank you, ladies, who gave me a chance. I will never do it again. It was a hell of an experience. But I found out he was coming to Philly. I asked all my friends. And God bless her, round 2, Cassia, my sister in Christ, my black sister, said, I will go. And we set it up. So I got my car. I found a place to park. She went with me. And I just remember we got in line. And, man, it was packed. It had a lot of old school heads. You had a lot of people that were fans since the 90s. Boom 1075, I think, at the time, was doing a lot of coverage. So me and her were waiting. We were talking to different people. It felt nice to be in my kind of environment. And I don't mean that as in the rock show is not my kind of environment. I'm saying in an environment where you don't have to, you don't have to think about blending in. It's like everybody here is mixed. There's a lot of white people. There's a lot of black people. I mean, the crowd was mainly black people. But, it just felt natural not to, I don't have to put on a facade. I can say anything I want, if you people catch the drift. All my friends. No, I like a certain word. But we were talking there. I remember specifically there was one couple there, old school head. That man had the cigar. He was smoking it with his girl. And he's like, yo, man, I hate this new music nowadays. I'm like, what do you mean new music? This light-skinned brother was adamant about hating the certain songs that came out. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like this new rap style? He's like, yeah, these stupid mumblers and stuff. Now, this is before mumble rap made it. I was like, well, what song don't you like? He was like, that one, My Way. I was like, My Way? He's like, My Way! Baby, won't you come my way? Got something I want to say. You get the point. He hated Fetty Wap, and we made the connection afterwards. So they opened doors. We go straight to the bloody stage. We are on the damn stage. There's no barricade. We're on it. We're touching it. I'm like, Cassia, this is going to be a great night. Thank you, Jesus. So you do the usual thing. You sit there. You go through all the acts. We had some well-known Philly artists come up. We had a legend come up whom I do not remember. I'm usually good with my rappers, but whatever. But, we had about 3 acts that come on. And let's see when the show was. Show was at 8:30. We went through 4 rappers, I believe. Maybe 3. 3 openers, 4 openers, and we're still waiting for DMX. Now we're pushing it. It's like 9:30. I'm like, yo, where the hell's DMX at? You know, so the DJ keeps on playing music. At this time, it's hitting 10:20. People are pissed. Me included, because the DJ keeps on playing music. None of us can hear each other talking. Like, can you hear this? Where's DMX? I don't know. Like, what you say? People are pissed. They brought out another supposed rap legend and MC. If I knew who his name was today, I would tell you and be impressed, because at the time I was impressed, but I was like, bro, this is not the time for you to show your face. We are pissed off. Where the fuck is DMX? So, anyway, it's hitting 10:30. It's hitting 10:30, and we're like, where is DMX? Where the hell is DMX? So I see DJ Green Lantern, I believe, come out. At least the DJ for DMX. I don't know if it was DJ Green Lantern or it was DJ Green something, but I'm pretty sure it was Green Lantern. But he came out. It's like, yo, you know who this is? This is DMX's DJ. Boo, fuck you. People were livid. And you know how Philly can be. So finally, we get the call. DMX is here. We're still not impressed. DMX is here. Show your hands. No one's happy. No one believes him. Because, you know, we've been waiting over an hour or two for this man. So finally, the man himself comes out. Hey. I was like, whoa, it is DMX. So he comes out. As soon as he started, I think the first song was Where the Hood At. As soon as the first note started, it was like all that hate, all that waiting, all that anger and frustration, all of it, every last bit dissipated. All was forgiven, and DMX rocked that show. Now, I will admit I was a little disappointed because of the time. I think they cut songs. They didn't do full songs. They would do a verse of a song and move on. That's normal in certain hip-hop shows, depending on how big the artist is, how many songs they have that are actually hits, or etc. There's always reasons, depending on who you see. But I felt like we kind of got G'd because of the time. But, again, I'm not going to lie. DMX was about his business. Rough Riders anthem, already said Hood, you know, Get It on the Floor. That was my favorite song of the night, because homie did this little dance. He was like on camera for Cassia too. She took the camera, but he was like looking at the camera like, get it on the floor, man, get it on the floor. Oh, there comes the dog and the fall. And I was like, hey. And I also, another fun fact, yo, DMX was dapping people. I was like, yo, you gotta dap me, you gotta dap me, you gotta dap me. And he was like, smacked the absolute shit out of my hand. But I dapped DMX, another legend I have been lucky, fortunate enough to be acknowledged by, or him to be acknowledged by me in the future when you watch this video and I'm rich and famous. But seeing DMX was just another notch on the belt. Just a little, I got it. Now I got to see Eminem. But super fun show. When it ended, you know, he did a prayer, which I always felt conflicted. I know he's been ordained to preach, but I was like, you know what? This is at a point in my life I didn't know, like, can you preach and still cuss, or can you give advice for God and cuss? Now I'm like, yeah, you can. As long as you don't cuss during the preaching, I feel like there's ways around it, but we can go into detail for another video. However, just listening and pray for the people, acknowledge, like, yo, God's real, just don't forget that, cool. So I was like, all right, that was pretty awesome. I saw DMX. I'm still pretty pissed he was late. That ruined most of the show. But other than that, he is the epic showman. He is the energy. He's all that in a bag of chips when it comes to his performances. So, you know, me and Cassia, we get these things to the after party. I was like, oh, where's it at? It turned out it was a strip club. I was like, oh, we are going. So I drive her to the strip club. We look, we debate. She didn't want to go in. If I'm being honest, I really didn't want to go in. I just wanted to hang out with DMX. So I took her home, and then I went home myself, and it was a great night. But I couldn't stop thinking, like, yo, he was super late. So I went online. I found some video footage of the show from Boom, and then I went to look for a review. I was like, okay, let's see this one. All right, DMX, TLA, he was late. Yup. People were pissed. Yup. Came out, everything was forgiven. Yup. Got on top of a speaker and started. Wait, what? What? He didn't do that. Scroll. What? When was this published? 2013? Oh, hell no. So, I neglected to tell you that the show took place June 11th, 2015. That Negro, bless his soul, did the same thing in 2013. He showed up late. He did the same exact thing, which is late, all was forgiven. I was like, really? He's always late to his shows. That's crazy. And then the best part was, now this is where I see the blessing out of this whole show. He did a show in New York, and he was arrested. He did a show in New York, showed up, and was arrested. I don't know if he finished the show, started the show, but I do clearly remember, and I wrote it down, that went to the show, they had a warrant for his arrest, and they picked him up, and they could have did that in Philly, they could have done it in New York, so I was just like, God's blessings. First and foremost, God bless Cassia for going to another show, because when I go to shows with her, I don't know, stuff just, it just doesn't end up well for her. I have a good time, but one of the more fun shows I've been to during it, but before and after, I gotta say, it just wasn't worth it, man. I still love DMX. I would gladly go see DMX. I tried seeing him for my buddy Galen. He loves the first album by DMX, so if I ever have the opportunity again, I will go. However, it's got to be very convenient. But hey, you live and you learn. That was concert number 12, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for checking me out. Have you seen DMX? What other rap legends have you seen in your life? As always, I'm so blessed to have you guys watching these. Once again, be smart, be kind, be mindful, and God bless, guys. I'll see you next time.